Welcome back, everyone. I have been away for a bit because I felt a bit sick, so I took a break. But now I'm back with my first league game. So it's not 1v1 ranked. No. I am part of the WARNO League 0.5, and I am in Division 2 in the German group, where it's like I think one of the guys is not German, but Stahlbrecher and the Gärtner are both Germans. And I'm also German, so, you know, it's kind of the German group. And I have played 2 matches at this point against Stahlbrecher and against the Gärtner. And today I will show you my first game in the series against Stahlbrecher. As you can see, I am playing second UK, and he's playing second Panzergrenadier. I am pretty sure that he picked first and I counterpicked. Yes, he did. This was game 1 and I picked first in the second game, so logically I had to counterpick in this one. And my thought behind it was that on death row here, at least I'm pretty sure that's death row, you don't have that much space to maneuver, so getting an early advantage is fairly good, because there's not a lot of ways for your enemy to outflank you. Because, well, technically there is a lot of space, but it's all forest, so it's technically possible, but practically it just takes too long. Our problem was that we played game 1, and then he had a disconnect after a few minutes, so he asked if he could do it again. I was a bit reluctant because, well, he knows my opener now, I know his opener, but then I thought to myself, well, it's kind of not his fault, and it would be a bit of an ass move to not give him another match, because it wasn't like I was, you know, decisively winning. So we did a rematch, and so I had to change up my strat, because in the first iteration of this game, quite obviously and predictably, I wanted to push down here, which he also wanted to do, because remember that second Panzergrenadier has the Fallschirmjäger that are also forward deployed. They might be shit, because they're not special forces, but they're still forward deployed. And so there was a bit of a clash going on here. But now in the second iteration of game 2, I thought that the same rush wouldn't work. And then it's kind of a mind game, right? Because he might think that I think that it doesn't work, so he adjusts his strategy as well. So it's a bit of a tough decision to do, but I decided to still deploy an SAS, but not go full retard into his zone, but more deploy here in this building, because it's fairly strong, and also suits the SAS very well, because they only have those C8 submachine guns, so they don't have any machine gun or assault rifles to fight over longer ranges. And here in this building, that suits them quite well, because if the enemy comes in, they're pretty much always in the engagement range. But in general, I go with a light deployment over here, also go with a Javelin LML over there. It's quite heavy anti-air deployment, because remember that the SAS also has a Stinger, but he might use the Gina rocket planes early on, because they're so cheap. But because they don't have much HP, they only have 6. Like it's even not the Javelin element only does 4 damage, but both of those hit and can kill the plane. Then a scout deploying to there. I deployed a bit more defensive just in case he rushes something down this road to catch it off in the open. Then a Wombat and a Milan 2. Milan 2 goes into this building because it's very strong, and the Wombat goes here. So I'm also kind of leaving this road open, but then again I have the SAS there, who also have an AT4. So that's basically the whole strength of the squad, right? It doesn't have any machine gun or assault rifle, but it has an AT launcher and an AA launcher, so like a manpad. So that's the big advantage of them. And the 84 is perfectly capable of catching off anything that's coming down the road here. And yeah, sure, he might come down here with a Leopard 2 in the beginning, but if he comes down with a Leopard 2 A3 in the beginning here, then I know that the rest will be very lightly defended. So that's kind of the gamble I went with, and then I put one SAS into here. So this is again for anti-rush and light air defense purposes. Here it also doesn't suit it that well because you still have a lot of open range there in the middle. The game already started because I've been talking so long. Then I have 2 scouts. I'm going to the left here and then more to the right to cover the open. I have a normal javelin, I think that is. Yeah, there's a normal javelin. Another javelin.
Yes, sir.
So 2 of those going into the middle as well. Again, to defend against hypothetical Gina rockets. Another Wombat to cover of the open area and 2 Rover Milans. I went for the Rover Milans over the Milan 2s because they also have a Milan 2 launcher with less ammo, but they are way cheaper. And I deploy them to cover the open here. On the right side I have an SAS, as you can see, already engages an enemy here. It's a Scharfschütze squad. Gets deleted because there's also a Fox rampaging down this side to see whether I can find something in the open. He has a Fallschirmjäger deployed in this building, but I have 2 SAS squads here, so I basically just rush him down to get into range, and the Saxon here is giving, well, it's not long range support, it's like longer range support. Fox here hasn't found anything yet. SAS is also pushing further a bit more because I can see there was only the one Scharfschütze, so I need to push up here to gain an advantage, because most likely he will have more stuff somewhere else, either on the left or, as we can see, in the middle. There's quite a lot of deployed here. One of the Rover Milans gets killed. That's a bit of the disadvantage because it's a vehicle. It can get one hit by other AT rocket launchers, but it has the same stealth as the infantry weapon. You can see both have good stealth. So if you deploy it in the forest, it's good. In this case, it was on the road because I had it on an attack move order. So maybe it would have been better to just put it on a fast move into the forest and then make it an attack move through the forest, because you can see here the same thing happens. It fires at the Milan 1A3, the Marder with the Marder 1A3 with the Milan launcher, sorry. Luckily it misses, and the AT rocket launcher that's in the building also misses, so that was quite lucky. Then they switch targets to the M48, it gets hit once, but the Marder dies. Meanwhile, the Fox is rushing forward. I put it on a fast move order because there was a Leopard 1A5 here and I didn't want it to die to it. But now the problem is that it rushes past the infantry squad, and now it has to turn its turret, and that was enough time for the infantry squad to get out and kill the Fox. So that was really unlucky because I could have easily killed the squad in its transport. That was a bit sad. On the left hand side you see there's like nothing much going on. There's some infantry pushing up here, but here you can see exactly what I said. Fallschirmjäger pushes up to the SAS and the SAS does a lot of damage to it. Here he pushes over the open. Also well done by him to not just sit around but go active and see whether he can get through, but obviously he can't. I bring in a airmobile squad. They get hit by the Fliegerfaust, but luckily survive, because there was only one, I think, or the other one missed, I'm not sure. And now the Gina rockets come in, both get hit. Let's see whether one of them dies. Yes, this one dies, but the other one gets out, I'm pretty sure. So that was sad, because it was also just time to save his Fallschirmjäger squad. Big oof. But at least I got one of them. And the Fallschirmjäger squad gets killed off by the Wombat. So here, like a long-range weapon, like a Wombat or a machine gun or a grenade launcher in this position is very good, in my opinion. Unfortunately, the scout squad died here, but the Wombat is very good, because you can see it also covers the tree line here, kind of. It covers those tree lines, and it can also put some supporting fire up there. Very nice. I get some of the Gazelle rockets up here, because I thought they would be the perfect counter for the infantry squads here in the forest. Fliegerfaust luckily misses. And that's the good thing about them, right? They don't cost much, they don't have much. But because they're so cheap, you lose one, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever, it's 20 points. It's really not that much of a loss. The SAS here unfortunately get caught out, and now they're stranded in the tree line here because I wasn't able to secure the open area here, because I needed to put like reinforcements here and here, so there was honestly strategically a bad move by me, because there was no way for me to support them. And now they're stranded and can't get out and also can't be resupplied. The SAS squad here is on the run from the Scimitar and the Jäger squad on the right side.
Well done, guys.
So it doesn't die as well. Because you can see now I have 2 SAS squads left. No, 3. 3 actually.
Andrew, get there.
On the field. But that's still pretty painful because I already lost 2. Challenger Mark II gets called into the middle to give some long-range fire support. Here Air Mobile dies to all the fire coming in, because he also now has a Leopard 1 A5 here, which gets killed, fortunately, but now Fliegerfaust hits. It's obviously just a question of time. At some point, even the Fliegerfaust will hit something. I'm getting more infantry into the middle, so you can kind of see that I am focusing more here, because I see that he has units on the left, but it's not enough for him to get any decisive breakthrough, and I'm still getting reinforcements in, and I also have the Gazelles there. So I'm focusing more on getting a good control of the middle, because the situation here isn't under control at this point, at least. He pushes out his M48 in the open, and that was the Rovo Milan. I'm pretty sure they get it with the Milan 2. Oh, I also have 2 M48s here for some cheap fire support over the open, the Challenger armored rifles that are also moving up now. Because apparently I had killed off enough to be able to push through, which I was a bit surprised, but you know what, I thought to myself, since I have the opportunity, I might as well use it and push through and see if I can get find some targets of opportunity in the tree lines here. Spot a Leopard 1 here. 2 Warrior Milans, targeting it and hitting, killing off Fliegerfaust there. Now you can see he has switched quite a lot of attention to the left side. So I bring in the Jaguar with the HE bombs. Those Jaguars are fantastic. I really love them because they have a very good payload. You can take a look at it now. Very good payload, 30% ECM. Fantastic planes. And because they're not like the Tornado that's somehow an high altitude bomber, they dive in, so their bombs are way more precise. You can see beautiful kill here. 1 armored rifle left. Unfortunately the Jaguar gets hit, but still infantry left here and a massive kill there. I find his command back in the trees here. He retreats it. I also find a Leopard 2A3, but even though it's 2 Warrior Milans, they obviously still don't stand a chance against a Leopard 2A3. I push up the armored rifles just still in case there's something there, and obviously to get out of the line of sight of the Leopard 2. Here he has a bunch of Feldjäger and Panzergrenadiers. Feldjägers are honestly fairly cost effective. The thing is just that I don't want to spare the activation points in my deck personally. But I get in another bomber. Sadly, it was just not in time to save the armored rifles, but well, some kills there. And I'm pretty sure that I also spotted his command at this point somewhere in this forest, so thought I might maybe also catch it off while he tries to push it in. Because I mean, he basically has control of the forest now, or had, because now I have 2 Jäger squads in. M48 over as well to have some control over the open here. The scout squad deployed, but I need supplies because you see that the Milan 2 has run out of ammo, and I'm pretty sure the Wombat has also run out of ammo. Armored rifles here, I'm trying to kind of disengage, but here's the same problem, like if you can get into the forest line, but then if you have to retreat out of it again, you're kind of in a bad position. And he abuses it beautifully with this Gina rocket. SAS unfortunately misses, but both javelins hit and it gets killed. Which is fair enough, because the javelins have a fairly high accuracy and the Gina is, I think, the only plane in the game with a 0% ECM. So they are really glass cannons, kind of. But yeah, you know, they're cheap, so might as well use them. And he deleted quite a few infantry squads with those Gina rockets, so I think you can say that they paid themselves off just with the one SAS squad on the left almost. It's not point-wise, but I only have a limited amount of SAS, right? So trading one Gina for an SAS squad is worth it in my book, honestly. Here he pushes up the Leopard 2A3, which I mean, it's fair enough because he only sees one warrior, but then there's a second one. Now there's two of them. And two warrior Milans, I mean, they stand a chance against the Leopard 2A3. Not a good one, but there is a chance. Rover Milan here, still alive by the way. Firing at a Leopard 2A3. Leopard 2A3 on the right disengages now. Milan hits the Leopard 2A3. SAS here now also caught up in the open. So there was a lot of infantry by me being caught out in the open, but the thing was that you might have noticed I was behind by points in the beginning because I only had one command deployed, and I'm not sure if he only had one command deployed, but he had those Fallschirmjäger, and they are forward deployed, so he immediately captured his point, and so he had a tick early on, and thus I was 300 points behind. Now I have caught up a bit at least. Challenger engaging the troops here. Rover Milan engaging vehicles in the open. But because I've spotted his command, I thought to myself, you know what, I can just bomb it. I have the Jaguars, I might as well use them. And perfect hit. I get control of the zone again, and now most likely I will have it for a bit longer because he will need to bring in a new command. Luckily the Jaguar gets out and only gets hit once, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Challenger Mark II getting brought into the left because he invested quite a lot, so I thought that it would be likely that he would keep pushing here because I mean he has a command already pushed up and he brought in a lot of infantry, so it's like part sunk cost fallacy, but part also, you know, if you already have your points there, you might as well use them. Brought in another Jaguar HE. Might have brought it in to bomb some infantry on the left that have now already died. So it's just circling in it back and now it's getting evacuated. Because, you know, if you don't want to use a plane, you might as well evacuate it unless it's a air superiority fighter. Because you're just asking for trouble. So just evacuate it and call it back in once it's refueled. Because if you don't use the bombs, the call-in time is shorter. It depends on how much fuel you have used, how much ammo you have used. So that's a little tip for you if you didn't know. Jaeger squad here moving in. The two remaining Gazelle rockets being put in the back, so that once he pushes them closer, I can catch them off with my Gazelles. And two Gazelle rockets should be enough to delete the Jaeger squad, or at least get it very low. Milan 2 here also has already vetted up, because it killed a bunch of tanks here in the open and vehicles. Air mobiles being brought into the center. One Fliegerfaust hits, second one misses, which is pretty much what you would expect from Fliegerfausts, but still good thing that they didn't hit twice. With, you know, my luck, they might have as well. Wombat engaging the Jaeger here. Missed the last shot on like the 1 millimeter health Jaeger, but they hit the last shot eventually. Bringing in more resupplies for the Jaeger squads here, because I really want to keep them alive. Jaeger squads are honestly one of the best squads in the game, in my opinion. They don't have a good AT launcher, but they're just such a big squad with 11 men. And even though the MG3 is honestly underperforming at the moment, they're still so good because they just have so many men. And while the Panzerfaust 44 isn't the best AT launcher, in my opinion it's also not the worst, because it at least has decent range and the accuracy. So, very good squad. Want to keep them alive. And their availability is also quite good, with like 9 per card on single vet. On the right side, I have also called in a Jäger squad myself and pushed it through, but now I'm getting hit from the tree line here on the left, so I'm pushing them back again to not lose them. But at the moment they're on an attack move order break, so obviously they're not moving back because they're in a battle with the Jäger squad. Now I changed it to a move order to actually move them back, call in a rover Milan here for the right side, because he has shown that his tanks were kind of threatening this area several times, so I might as well call in a Milan 2 to hold them back. Because, I mean, I have the SAS squad here, but that's obviously not a long-range squad.
Get in formation.
On the left here, I'm pretty sure right now my Challenger Mark II missed the Jäger squad coming in. It at least got the Unimog on the way out, but the Jäger squad still survived, so it was a bit unlucky. Yeah, the Feldjäger squad shouldn't be standing out here, because it's just being deleted by the Warrior and the Challenger 2. Two M48s moving up. That's a bit of a bad position for them, because now they are sandwiched between the Leopard 2A3 and the Milan 2. So that's really another position they want to be in, because the Milan 2 definitely can watch at them, and I think the Leopard 2A3 also can watch at them. Now I try to engage with the Challenger Mark II and the Warrior Milan, because I thought that, you know, having a tank and an ATGM vehicle against one enemy tank, I have an advantage, but then two M48s peek out. And they don't do much damage, right, but it still might be enough to turn the tide in his favor. So I disengage with the Challenger 2 to save it. Leopard 2A3 on the left-hand side, dueling against the Challenger Mark II, but I'm getting the hits in, and he's not. Even though he has less stress, because he's vet 3, but he has less HP. So let's see how it ends. Most likely he will smoke off. Yeah, because there was fairly bad RNG for him with the hits, and good for me. Leopard 2A3 here coming out and engaging again. Killing off the Warrior Milan. Should have held the Warrior Milan back, honestly, until the Challenger Mark II is repaired again. Rover Milan here also holding his position up to vet 3. Now let's see whether it can hit the Leopard 1A5. It misses. Sad times. Has used all its rockets now, so I need also to get some resupplies up for the Rover Milan. Calling in the bombers for the left, because he's again trying to attack with Jägers and Fallschirmjäger. So let's see how the bombing run will go. It goes as expected, very well. Oh, let's see whether they even get hit on their way out. I don't think they do. Leopard 2A3 here sitting in a tree line. I now brought in my M107s, so those are like shittier M110s. So they have a smaller caliber. And I'm also fairly sure that they have less accuracy. At least it seemed like that to me. Because the accuracy here was really not that good, if you look at it. And I'm fairly sure that was in corrected shot range. So if you select them, yeah, that was in corrected shot range. So yeah, the accuracy is not that good, but I think I still prefer them over the M109s because it's more damage. And more damage on artillery is always better, because damage is just in general always better. Luke's pushing up over the open here, getting the Scout and the Javelin squad here, engaging the SAS, but gets killed by the SAS. So that was a bit unlucky for him, but the SAS are elite, or special forces rather. So this gives him a bonus on everything, and also on the precision or the accuracy of their weapons, and thus they are quite likely to hit you. Bedford coming in for resupplying. But I kind of park it out a little bit too much in the open here, so they're still inside of the Milan 2, and the Milan 2 obviously hits it the first time, so that was really sad. Jäger squad here fighting Jäger squad and the Feldjäger, so they will most likely lose. I see that he has like a Leopard 2A3 and a 1A5 bunched up here, so that's a target of opportunity I might as well use. Here, now I'm pretty sure, yeah. As you can see, there's a dead Leopard 2A3 here. I missed the kill, sadly enough, because this Rover Milan here killed this Leopard 2A3. in the tree line here. Got a nice side shot in. He smoked it off, but he smoked to the front, obviously, so the rover Milan got a side shot. So yeah, this little Jeep really the hero of the game at this point, because I'm pretty sure that was the first heavy tank to go down in the game, because I still have my Challengers. So really nice, and that's also why I wanted to resupply it, because it was doing such an amazing job in the middle, and then the Bedford supply truck dies in the open. That was a bit oof. Leopard 1A5 gets killed here, because it doesn't really stand a chance against the Challenger Mark II. You really want to use the Leopard 1A5s as like supporting snipers, I guess, because they have a very good gun, but horrendous armor. But they were kind of isolated in this tree line because the Leopard 2A3 was further behind, so that was a bit of a mistake by him. But that's, you know, this is like very high level micro to get those details right, so, you know, I'm not somebody who gets it right every time. I just decided to push the rover Milan back and reinforce it at the heli. Now I'm getting RT'd back here. Get the supply truck out of there, out of danger zone. Now 2 Pioneer Flums are engaging the SAS squad, which is really not good, because they will always make it move through their napalm throws. But luckily enough, one of the Jaguars is off its cooldown, and maybe you saw it right now. My Challenger died. My Challenger Mark II died to the Tornado AT, basically the same way. His Leopard 2A3 died in this tree line, because it was facing this direction. I smoked it off, and then the Tornado still got a side shot in. So that was a big oof, but at least the bombing run on the left side worked very well. And I spotted IHawk there, so another beautiful target for the M107s. This time, unfortunately, out of the correct shot range, but it doesn't have a lot of HP, right? Only 5. So I thought I might as well try, because if I get like 1 lucky hit, that should be enough. If you look at how much damage do they do? It's like 3.47, so maybe it should be like 1 lucky hit and 1 lucky hit. But yeah, rather use your artillery on a target that's like not as good or not as safe than not use it at all. That's my philosophy in this case. As you can see, the hit rate wasn't that good. Unfortunately, his tanks now push over the open here, so basically what I anticipated, but sadly enough my rover Milan died in the meantime. So the counter to that doesn't live anymore. That's a bit bad, because it's a Leopard 2A3 and a 1A5, I think. And like there's an M48 and the Warrior Milan there to stop them, which is really not enough. But I push out my M48 to keep him in place, because as you can see, I called in a Jaguar cluster. So the M48 was kind of sacrificed. Sucks for him, but that's what you have to do. Rover Milan gets the Leopard 1A5, and Jaguar cluster gets a perfect hit on the Leopard 2A3. Another reason to like the Jaguars, because their clusters, like the payload is not that big, but they dive into the target, and as you can see, the cluster is very, very... They don't have much spraying around, you know. They just go in for the target and kill it. Other than, for example, the Tornado cluster, which I really, really dislike, because it just has such a horrible measure of accuracy. It just sprays its cluster all over the place, and it does some damage to the target, but doesn't kill it. So the Jaguars are, in my opinion, one of the best parts of this deck. You really need to use them a lot. On the left side, still basically a stalemate here. He just isn't able to push through here. Milan 2 and Wombat controlling the open. Challenger Mark II controlling the left side, and the Jaeger squads and the SAS controlling the forest. So there's really no pushing through for him, and then also 2 Gazelle rockets waiting. So very bad situation for him, and you can see at this point I am 300 points ahead because of the command kill we got with the Jaguar. Now I call in some armored rifles with the Warrior Milans to push over the open into the forest here, because from the front line I would guess that his command has to be somewhere there. And It's the thing I always say, just because you're ahead doesn't mean that you shouldn't push.
Successful hit.
Leopard 2A3 here gets the Challenger Mark II very low. I think it got a sighted from a Leopard 1A5 or something maybe, because it was so low, but I smoked it off on time and retreated. As you saw, his Iltis leader was in fact here, so he retreated. He's still kind of in his zone. No, now he's out, and I even kill it. So that's another ticking for me going on. Holding the front line here, but I still don't have anything for long-range engagements here to hold his new tank push off. So that was a bit of a mistake, but kind of running low on points. Calls in his Ginas again, but at this point I have some Rapiers, the FSA variants. So those are the stationary variants that are radar AA and have a pretty good accuracy, honestly. I mean, this is in command range, so this is the normal one I bring in into it, like 68%, 6 damage, but the range is pretty bad, honestly. But it's, you know, that's what you get with the British. Their AA is just shit. And the fighters in this deck are the Phantoms, the one without the gun, which especially in this patch where the Vulcan gun is so good, is pretty bad because you don't have it. But at least they have the Sparrows. Contrast to the German Phantoms that only get sidepointers. So they are okay, but they are really not something you can rely on. So that's why I bring like the normal Javelin, the Javelin LML, the Rapier FSAs, and then also a card of the tracked Rapiers. Just in case, you know, somebody tries to airspam me, that I have something to counter that. You can see that I had a big bombing run coming in here on the right side, because I noticed that his AA is very lacking. That's why I started to use the Jaguars very actively. Leopard 2 here is getting hit quite hard by the Warriors, and I'm pushing up the armored rifles to get maybe a side shot in, or force it to turn to the side so that the Warriors can get a side shot. But the armored rifles get held up by the helicopter landed in the bags, so unfortunately he has the time to retreat. Now he bombs the Milan 2 in the building here and gets the kill. Very sad. Was a hero Milan 2 here holding the line for like all the game until this point. Jäger pushing over the open, getting held up by the Challenger and the Scouts. Wombat 2 also died here, so those 2 hero units actually both dead now. Pushes in the command again into this zone, but at this point there's like 12 minutes left and he really needs to get something going, which he kind of does. You can see he has cleaned me up in this forest line here, so he will most likely push through and get the command rover in this forest line. And this is the only command I have in the point, because I don't usually have like 2 commands in the zone at the same time. I'm dropping in some air mobiles and get the links with the hell arms, or like links hell arm with the ITOs, in case he wants to push over the open. And I also have a Milan 2 here now as well. Challenger Mark II also comes in, so you see there's a lot of reinforcements coming in. But Challenger Mark II instantly takes a side shot from the Leopard 1, so there was a bit of a noof moment here. But the good thing is that the Leopard 1 gets spotted in the process. Both the Martyrs push through and unfortunately kill the rover command. I wasn't aware that it's actually visible that far up in this forest line. But luckily I have the rover still sitting in this zone, which I brought in to contest the zone. In fact, in case he moves in his command here. But as you can see, I am now on the offensive in this zone, so I decided to just push this rover command into this zone. Because that's a +3 tick for him is still enough for him to win. It's actually more than enough. So I really want to keep it at least at neutral. More infantry coming in here, and so I kind of cleaned up all his armored vehicles here, and I will now clean up the infantry here. Kind of forgot about the air mobiles, honestly, here. This is a second squad. The first one is already pushing up, but forgot about the second one. Rover Milan pushed in, so we're equal again. The Rover Milan pushed up again. Still alive, still the same. Little Jeep still going strong. Engaging the Leopard 2A3. Infantry here slow and steadily pushing through. Infantry here also pushing through. Leopard 2A3 unfortunately smokes off, so the Rover Milan doesn't get the kill. Let's see if it gets the kill on the Leopard 1A5 though. It does. So this was just an amazing Rover Milan in this game.
Well done, guys.
I honestly I started to love this unit so much in this very game. It killed so many tanks. You would see the kill list at the end. He brings in a bunch of scimitars, which, well, I mean, they won't stand a chance against my forces here, even though like I had to retreat the Challenger and the M48 is also low, but I mean there's a Lynx Helm here, there's a bunch of infantry with AT launchers here, so he really doesn't stand a chance to push in here. You see my push here now has arrived on the left side. Assault Pioneers kind of stuck in an engagement with the Fallschirmjäger at the range where the Assault Pioneers aren't optimal. But then again, what range are they really optimal? Bombing strike came in, I think, for the right side, somewhere here. And I bring in another cluster. Leopard 1A5 and Scimitar here being engaged by the armored rifles. Armored rifles, you see more tanks being brought in, but that won't give him much, honestly, because I still have the air mobiles here. I mean, he killed one of the Jäger squads, but the air mobiles, remember, they have the low 80. So extremely good. AT launcher, and the Jaeger HE is being called in for the Leopard 2A3 here. Pretty sure he gets the kill, yes. So that was either his last or his second to last Leopard 2A3 tank, and he surrenders. So you see the KD very much in my favor. Very well played by my enemy. But in this case, I played better and also had a bit of RNG on my side, obviously, but that's the game. Little fun fact for you now, after you have seen the game. I have played the second UK literally for the first time in this matchup. Because the thing was, he picked the second Panzergrenadier first, and I thought to myself, okay, I need something with forward deploy that also has something to counter his heavy tanks. So, you know, second UK is looking kind of good, because the other thing I thought about would be something like 4th Mod Schützen. But they don't have any heavy tanks themselves. So I went with second UK, and you see it went quite well. In the meantime, I have played quite a few games with the 4th Mod Schützen in ranked. And funnily enough, I think I have won every single one of them. I have climbed something like 50 places just playing 4th Mod Schützen. So apparently, I'm fairly good with those divisions. And yeah, let's look at the kill list. You see, like, this is the absolute hero, Rover Milan. Look at this. Like, looks Marder. I'm Iltis, whatever. M48, Leopard 2A3. More M48s, Leopard 1A5, more Marder 1s, another Leopard 1A5. It's just insane. This Rover Milan carried so hard in this game. It was so strong in this position, and he never took care of it. Like, honestly, it was basically his biggest mistake. Just look at how many tanks he had lost to just one unit. Insane. On the other hand, the SAS like performed okay. I mean, this one killing like Scimitar and Deluxe is very good, and the Scharfschütze is, yeah, whatever. They're not that expensive, and those are one of those Scharfschütze that have like sniper rifles that have the same range as assault rifles, so I really don't like them. Snipers aren't that good anyway, but if you want to use snipers, take a look at their weapons and the range. You want to use the snipers that have like, what is it, I think 1250 meters range. So, you know, snipers that can actually outrange their enemies. That's what I want to say. This SAS only getting one looks is, yeah, that's not what you want to see from an SAS squad. That's the Fox that blew past the Jäger squad, sadly enough. Milan 2, that's the one on the left. You see getting a lot of kills as well. No like heavy tank, sadly enough, but I mean still 2 Leopard 1A5s, a Lux, 2 M48s, and a Marder. So still good enough. This SAS squad here as well, nothing exceptional. Like a Leopard 1A5 is good, but it's not that expensive. And the Fliegerfaust is, yeah, very dirt cheap. The L6 Wombat here on the left side, absolutely ruling the open. We're getting 2 Fallschirmjäger, an Iltis and a Jäger, so very well done by that as well. Javelin here getting the Gina Rocket and the Tornado, funnily enough. Oh, this Wombat was, I think, the one in the center sector on the left side. Gazelle here getting a Feldjäger. So the Gazelles, I don't think they got a lot of kills, as you can see here, but because of only 20 points, like, if he kills a Feldjäger has paid itself off already. You know, this Challenger Mark II getting quite a few kills. Again, unfortunately, no heavy tanks, but still 2 Leopard 1A5s, infantry, Mardas, so still well done by Irvin. Gazelle here getting a Feldjäger and a Fliegerfaust. So, you know, this has basically already paid itself off, and another Gazelle. So, cost efficiency. I love cost efficiency. Jaguar HE, very good kills gotten here. A lot of infantry. Well, I mean, it's HE, so that's what it's for. Here, this is the one that bombed the command and got me the lead. Here, that was pretty funny. I'm sad I didn't catch it in game, but the Javelin, I mean, it killed the Gina, that's whatever. But this was a Fallschirmjäger squad on the right-hand side that was super low and then got killed off by the man-pad squad. So that's a bit of BM, honestly. But yeah, this Challenger, just killing a bunch of trucks. I'm pretty sure that was the Challenger on the left. It didn't kill anything, but if you remember, it basically held back his armor push. So still, maybe it didn't get the kills, but it held back the enemies. So good enough. SAS. Yeah, I'm not sure why the SAS was so horrible this game. Oh, look at that. Like 2 Fuchses. That's so ridiculously bad of a trait for an SAS squad. But yeah, the other things delivered. M107 killing a Grenadier and a supply helicopter. Supply helicopter is a very good kill, but unfortunately it didn't get the Eyehawk. That was a bit sad. Here Jäger squad getting a Leopard 1A5 and a bunch of infantry, so good traits overall in the Jaguar cluster here. Leopard 2A3 and Leopard 1A5, very, very good traits. Because you have to remember, he only gets 4 Leopard 2A3s. That's also why I think the 2nd UK is a fairly good matchup, because they are very similar, but you get the SAS, so you get the better special forces. And you arguably get the better planes, honestly. Although there the fight is closer, because in a fight between SAS and Fallschirmjäger, obviously the SAS win basically every time. And then, yeah, I think there was nothing much more going on again here. Challenger Mark II not really doing much, just standing there menacingly. Lynx Hellam here getting a bunch of vehicles as well. But that was basically it. And here you can see in his kill list, Gina Rockets here really paying themselves off. Like this Gina Rocket already has paid for itself basically by killing an SAS. This one killing a scout and 2 armored rifles also gotten its value back. But other than that, like you see Leopard 2A3 here getting a bunch of IFVs and an MF48. I mean, that's okay, but not what you want to see from a Leopard 2A3 if you only have 4 of them. Other than that, like, okay, this Jäger performed very well, actually. Leopard 2A3, again, only getting warriors. That's all they got. Here, again, warriors and M48. Not what you want to see from a Leopard 2A3. M109 getting 2 Milan 2s, that's good though, but maybe should have dealt with the Rover Milan rather than with the Milan 2s. So yeah, you can see didn't get his value out of most of his units. And I was being carried by one little jeep. But I was really happy because this is my first time in the WARNO League. So I was happy that my first game already went well. I picked correctly, played the game well. So went very, very well for me. Unfortunately, the second game didn't go so well for me. I'm not gonna show it because it just was super boring. We played on Vertigo and I went with a super dumb strat, which so I wasn't able to capture the town, and then I was just never able to get back into it. So it was just a breaking my back against his defenses. And so there was a 1-1 match, but honestly, that's okay for my first league match. Even though I was a bit sad because I lost the second game because of my strategy. But you know, you win some, you lose some, and then you learn from your mistakes. And I hope you liked this one. I will bring you my second match in the near future if everything goes well. And I hope to see you there. Have a nice day, and bye bye.